Before you ever become a millionaire, you have to understand that your mentality must be developed in order to reach millionaire results. In this video, I'm going to talk with you about how you can develop a millionaire mentality so that you can be able to skyrocket to your success and make your first $1 million. The first idea is to study voraciously. All millionaires have read hundreds of books that have helped them get to where they are today. Now, not only do they read books, but they ask a lot of questions. They look for ideas all the time, and they're always on the search for wisdom, understanding, and common sense. When you study voraciously, you're going to learn a lot about yourself, about the world, and the people in which you can interact with. It will help you learn about money. It will help you learn about everything you need to do to become a millionaire. The second tip is to use a calculator. Most people want to make $1 million a year, but they don't know exactly how much that is. You see, in order to make $1 million a year, you have to break it down so that it becomes digestible. So how much is $1 million a year? Well, that's $83,333.33 per month. Or you could put it another way. If you're working 250 working days in a year, that's $4,000 a day. Now you've got to ask yourself, what can I do in this world that will help me to make $4,000 per day? Remember, in order to become a millionaire, you need a product to sell and a story to tell. So you got to ask yourself, what is my product? What is my story? What is it that I want to give people? What is it that I want them to understand about me? And how much will it cost until I help myself become a millionaire? I always believe that if you want to make a bigger income, you have to make a bigger impact, because impact equals income. When you have a spare moment, pick up a calculator and find out how much money you make per day, per week, per month, per year, or in the next 5 years if you were to track that down. What you'll find is that that is the number that you need to improve upon if you want to make that $1 million mark. Many times I like to create my own scenarios. So for instance, if I was only earning $10 per month, I want to see what it's going to look like in the next 5 years. So I'll do a 60-month chart and I'll try to see how I can increase my wage and what skills and abilities I will need to cultivate before I make the wage that I'm searching for. Now let's say if I did earn $10 a month, I've got to ask myself, how can I turn this into $100 a month within the next 12 months? What I've realized is that if I want to make 10 times more money, I have to do 10 times the amount of work. Now, how do you do 10 times the amount of work? You've got to scale. You've got to learn how to build your company, hire people, and create products that can be duplicatable in the marketplace so you can benefit more people. Now, you don't have to be good at numbers to use a calculator. So understand that your calculator can help you understand the numbers necessary to help you make the $1 million mark. Now remember that if you want to make $1 million, then you've got to serve 1 million people. Now, in order to serve 1 million people, you're probably going to need to reach 10 million people at least. The fourth tip for building a millionaire mentality is to accept wealth. Now, in order to accept wealth, you're going to have to reject poverty. You're going to have to reject negativity. You're going to have to reject anything that has nothing to do with prosperity. Remember, negativity is widely available. So you're going to have to shut yourself off to any sources that can infiltrate your mind and stop you from producing the highest results in your life. In order to accept your wealth, you need to find more ways to keep yourself inspired. Now, there's a lot of ways to do that, and I'm going to cover it on this next point. Experience wealth. I remember one time I was at the Ritz-Carlton, and I remember seeing this huge yacht that greatly inspired me. I went over and I talked to the owner and I asked him a bunch of questions. When he helped me get on the ship, I realized that it was possible, and I began to believe that one day I would get my yacht. Now, there's been many times where I've been able to charter my own yacht, and it was a very enjoyable experience. But I guarantee you that if I hadn't met that man at the Ritz-Carlton, it would have been utterly impossible. You've got to ask yourself, how can I better experience wealth? No matter where you live, wealth is widely available. Go to your nearest fancy hotel, or museum, or upscale mall, or car dealership, or go around and look at the fancy houses and ask yourself, how can I get that? how can I afford that? If you actively seek for wealth, your mind will find ways to gravitate toward the wealth that you desire. If you want to develop the millionaire mentality, you have to search for wealth in every single place you go. Now, there's a large number of people who hold themselves back from great wealth because mentally they bash wealthy people. A lot of times you might hear these people speaking very negatively about rich people. Oh, he's probably greedy. Oh, he probably got lucky. And they'll start to talk about all the things that's wrong about the rich person instead of all the things that could be right about them. Maybe it's not necessarily about a person, but it could be about a place or a thing. For instance, let's say you walk into a jewelry store and you see a Rolex or a diamond ring. And you might say to yourself, oh, only rich people can get that. That doesn't belong to me. You see, money reacts to your attitude about it, and if you don't believe you can achieve those results, then you can't. But if you believe that that diamond ring and that Rolex watch is yours, then I promise you that you will certainly have it. I'll give you another example. For a long time, I desired a very comfortable shoe, but I didn't know exactly what kind of shoe I would be looking for. So what I did was that I started going into many stores and I started trying on every single shoe I could find. Now, the first time I went in, I must admit that I was too afraid to try it on. After I saw the price tags of over $500, I thought to myself, that's impossible. I can never get it. But later on, I decided to keep on trying, and eventually I was able to try on a new shoe for the first time after the third try. After a dozen attempts, I realized that I was finally ready and that I had cultivated the millionaire mentality. And recently, I just bought myself a pair of new Gucci loafers. Now, what about you? What exactly are you doing to cultivate this mindset? Try to look for wealth in every single place, and I promise you, you will develop the millionaire mentality. The fifth and final tip is to visualize the end result. In the next 5 years, can you imagine yourself and how you would look, and how you would smell, and how you would act, and who you would be like? I guarantee you that you would make dramatic changes. So why not make it now? Why not visualize the end result and start gravitating toward it so that you become that person with the millionaire mentality? In my mind, I firmly believed that I would be reaching millions of people. Now, at the time, I was only reaching dozens. But because I held on to that vision, it impressed my subconscious mind and it helped me to manifest those results, which I'm able to reap today. Follow these 5 tips if you want to learn how to develop the millionaire mentality. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. I look forward to seeing your mentality develop.